Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my Week 5 game from Season 4 of the Pokémon Premier League. Yes indeed. Now a few points of admin to make before we get into this once again. This is very late, I am aware. I'm aware of how late this video is, I am sorry about that. As ever, it's just a combination of, well actually it's a combination of three things. It's a combination of A, being busy, legitimately so, B, kind of doing other things, and C, procrastinating quite badly. So this video is quite a while in the making, and I'm a bit behind on my schedule of uploading PPL stuff. You know, we're sort of well into week 6 by now, but you know, it's here at last, better late than never. Also, you'll notice we are on Showdown. This is because at the time I was also more busy than I even am now. So I didn't have time to get anything gen, so we had to go on to Showdown, which is, you know, it's less than ideal, but what can you do? So yes, we are on Showdown for our matchup against NecroStevo and the Eterna City Enders. Do make sure you go and check him out. His links down in the description below. He was sporting enough to take part in the little pre-game entertainment, which not everybody does, so props to Necro for that. He absolutely killed it. So, you know, check out those, you know, check out stuff on his channel, do all of that. Anyway, Necro, Eterna City Enders, this is must win for us. At this point we are 1-3, this is not good enough at all, we needed this win. So, the team I decided to bring, if you want a full in-depth analysis of the team I did decide to bring, head down in the description. There you will find a link to my team building analysis video. If you want to know sort of my thought process going into this game, the sets, the spreads, everything you need to know about my team is in that video. But to very briefly go over it, what we have got is a sort of offensive supporting Excadrill. We've got a rock polished Tyrantrum. We've got specially defensive Mega-Venusaur. I believe that's an AV Hitmon top. Yes, I think. We've got a physically defensive Misdreavus coming to her first game, and we have a choice Scarfed Greninja. Now, Necro's team, he has decided to bring Golbat, Volcarona, Primeape, Mega Blastoise, the Garchomp, and Weavile. So there were not too many surprises, but there were still a few. No Rhyperior. I thought we would see Rhyperior this game. I also wasn't entirely convinced we'd see Weavile, but other than that, there are things that I sort of expected to see. Now, despite sort of expecting to see it, the more I saw Volcarona, the more I thought, I don't know about this. This is not ideal. I do not like Volcarona. It actually kind of does a lot of work to my team, and basically what I realised was I had to set up before it could set up if I really wanted a chance of not being destroyed by it. So yeah, that's basically kind of it for the preamble of the game, you know. So we've got 1-3 versus what I think at the time was 3-1. We need this win. Did we get it? Let's find out. Without further ado, let's jump right into the battle and see exactly how things played out. So, I lead with my Scarfed Greninja, Tung Fu. Necro's going to lead with the Garchomp. Now, I wanted to Ice Beam, but I couldn't take the risk of Yachi or Sash, so I just went for the U-turn. Now, it turned out he was a Sash lead Garchomp, so good thing I didn't go for that hit, because what I'm going to do right now is go into my Misdreavus, physically defensive, and he is in fact going to go for the Earthquake, which we absolutely take, of course. Fantastic. So, now what Necro's going to do is he is going to go into his Golbat to try and take me on as best as possible, and also to absorb the Will-O-Wisp that he knew I was going to go for. So Misdreavus already sort of forcing things to shuffle around, and as you can see, and you'll be able to see, that continues. I'm going to go for Taunt, hoping to sort of stop this thing in its tracks. He is in fact going to go into the Primeape on my Taunt, so that's not going to do anything. I'm assuming this guy's going to be Scarf, that's what I always thought. And here he goes for U-turn. I make a horrible misplay here because I click Will-O-Wisp. But as soon as he does this, I'm thinking, crap, Volcarona's going to come in. He knows I'm Will-O-Wisping. In comes Volcarona. I can't touch this. I go for Will-O, it doesn't affect it. I don't have the Power Gem. So now I do the only thing I can. I know he's going to Quiver Dance. He has no reason not to. The only thing I can do is taunt him. Because if I don't taunt him, he sets up 2-3 Quiver Dances. He wins. So now I have to let something go. It's going to have to be Misdreavus, unfortunately. He is going to show that he is a Life Orb. emberize the Volcarona, and now I have to sack something else, because the only thing on my team that can take a hit, even a boosted Psychic, is Mega-Venusaur. That's what I have to do, because I can't take him out of the range he's at with Greninja. So he goes for Psychic, I know I can live it, and I go for my best move to hit this guy for damage, and that's going to be the knockoff. Now he's at 50%, now he's in range of Greninja. He wasn't before because of the +1, so he's going to go for Bug Buzz. Just in case I wanted to go into Greninja, you know, that was a good play on his part. But now, finally, he's in range. But turn 8, we are 6-4 down, and things are not looking good. So I go into Greninja. I can't afford really to play around with predictions at this point because I'm scarfed. I'm just going to go for the Scald. In comes Golbat, who's going to absolutely tank that, and that's absolutely fine. And yeah, we're not doing enough damage to it from there. Now here I make another misplay, really. What I should have done, knowing he's going to Roost, was go into Tyrantrum. What I did instead was see an opportunity to try and get Rocks up and pressure this thing with Rock Slide. I should have gone into straight into Tyrantrum and just threatened him. That would have been my opportunity. I didn't take it. So I go into him on the Roost, and here I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, actually predicting his offensive switch into Prime Up on my Rocks. That doesn't happen. He actually just goes for the Heat Wave, which, you know, I was kind of expecting him to have, but I knew it wouldn't 2-hit KO me. So here what I am going to do, in fact, is go for my Stealth Rocks. He's going to go for another Heat Wave on me, but as you say, I can live it, and I'll be able to live the burn if he got it, but thankfully, he doesn't get the burn. Now, here, I just want to get damage if I can. I'm going to go for the Rock Slide. It's doing nothing to this guy at all, and he's just going to be able to Roost up on me, which is very nice for him. Now, here what I'm going to do is make the switch I should have made all the time, because I predict a Roost to come my way. Going to go into my Tyrantrum. What in fact is going to happen is that Necro's going to go for the nasty plot. If I'd have gone into Tyrantrum when I went into Extra Duel, none of this would have happened, because I'd have just probably set up. But as it is, I'm going to go for the Head Smash. I'm going to miss, of course, because why wouldn't I? And he's going to get Sludge Bomb onto me. Thankfully, he doesn't get the poison. Wouldn't have mattered, I'm Lum. But either way, he gets damage on me that I shouldn't have had to take. I do go for the Head Smash, and finally, for the season, Tyrantrum's actually going to get a kill. It's first of the season. So Blue Line's better late than never, I guess, buddy. So now in comes the Mega Blastoise. Now, I can 2-hit KO this thing from this range, but I can't take the risk of him going for Scald or anything and just taking me out. What I have to do is go into Excadrill and kind of sack it off, because I have nothing that wants to take a hit and then hit back. And as it is, he's going to make the ballsy play. He is going to go for the Rapid Spin and get rid of the Rocks, which is unfortunate, because I now have to make a choice, Rocks or damage. I go for damage. I go for Earthquake damage, take him down to 50% instead of getting Rocks up. He's going to go for Scald, get a useless crit, and take me out. Now, 50% range, there is only one thing that can take him out from here. It is a favourable roll, but it's a roll nonetheless. I go into Tyrantrum, I'm going to click Head Smash, we are going to land it, we are going to take down the Blastoise. That's grand. Down he goes. But now, after getting a couple of kills, Primeape comes in and I don't have a switch, because this is going to die. As you can see, I have to leave it in. Greninja would have died, and Hitmontop would have given him Defiant, which I can't have happening at all because he's Scarfed. But the fact that he's got that special defense drop means what I can do is go into my Scarfed Greninja, and I can take him out here with an extra sensory. Crit doesn't matter, he was going down anyway. So down goes Baroque there, but unfortunately, what this allows him is a free switch into Weavile. He knows I'm Scarfed because he was. But, beautifully, I do have a Hitmontop who switches into any form of Weavile you want to even talk about. And he's going to go for the Swords Dance. This is not going to help him, because I can just take him out with a Mach Punch. So what he's going to do, he's going to pull a switch. He's going to go into his Volcarona, which I probably should have seen coming, but I go for the Mach Punch anyway and don't do a lot of damage. Now, I am going to pause it here, because what's about to happen is fairly seminal to the game. Necro has revealed his full moveset on this Volcarona. He has revealed Quiver Dance, he has got Bug Buzz, Fire Blast, and Psychic. Now, we both have to make a choice here, because the only way he comes close to possibly taking me out, and I don't think it even would, I don't think it would anyway, would be to go for Psychic onto my Hitmontop. Now, Necro can't go for Psychic onto my Hitmontop, because if I predict that and I pull a switch into my Greninja, then I basically just, I click Scald. and hope from that point on. However, I don't want to go into my Greninja, because if he predicts that and goes for Bug Buzz, he just pretty much straight up kills me. And I need Greninja at this point, I think. So, we are both going to do what we think is our collective best plays. As you'll see, he is going to go for Fire Blast. It's not going to kill me, and I'm going to go for Rock Slide, knowing that that will take out the Volcarona. So now we have a 2v2 situation, and he's going to go down. I'm going to get some leftovers, not AB as I said earlier, leftovers, and I'm up to 50%. Now, in comes the Garchomp. Earthquake is a favourable roll for me at this point, I believe. He goes for it, and of course he gets the crit. That very well may have mattered. But now I have Scarf Greninja left, and I can't go for Ice Beam because it won't take out the Weavile. I have to lock in on Scald. I have to hope. I go for it. It's an easy 2-hit KO. I don't get the burn. I don't get the burn. He doesn't take me out with Earthquake, which is nice, I suppose. And I am going to be able to take him out with a subsequent Scald. But, you know, he's got this Weavile left, and basically there's very little I can do here. He's going to go into it. He will have the Ice Shard. We all know it. He chooses not to go for it, and I nearly take him out with the Scald. He goes for Knockoff, and that, unfortunately, is going to be the game. And, yeah, down we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is, yeah, that's the game. Okay, a little bit of jump cut there, I imagine. I was looking for some notes I made, and I can't find them. Yeah. That, unfortunately, is the game. We do take another loss this season to Necro. Very well played on his part, and very well built. There were a few sort of key moments in that battle. You know, I knew I couldn't allow him a free switch into Volcarona. He saw the opportunity to do that. I misplayed with Misdreavus, and that allowed him to take a very early 6-4 lead. And from there on, I was pretty much always on the back foot. The other one, of course, you know, if I'd have just switched in Tyrantrum, and I only really thought of this upon watching back the battle, if I'd have switched in Tyrantrum on the Golbat instead of Excadrill, I might have been in a bit of a better position. You know, he still had a Blastoise at very good health, but I could have, you know, tried to do something, and at the very least I could have salvaged Excadrill for something else later on. The whole situation at the end, that was a tough one. I'm going to go over what happened and what could have happened. So what happened, and what I'm really focusing on here, is from the moment he brings in the Volcarona on my Hitmontop, when I'm at just around, well actually when I was at full. Now, I didn't want to go for a Rock Slide at that point. I could have done. But I just wanted to try and go for the Mach Punch and hope that he stayed in for some reason, which he didn't. Now, if I had made the ballsy switch when he went for Fire Blast into Greninja, things could have been different. Because if I'd have been thinking a bit straighter, I could have thought to myself, okay, he can't go for Psychic in case I pull the switch. He can't go for Bug Buzz in case I don't. His best play here very much is going for Fire Blast. I could have gone into Greninja, I could have taken it. I then would have literally just clicked Scald until I died. Things would have had to take some damage. He would have had to basically chosen which of his Pokemon he wanted to sack off. And, you know, who knows how the game would have gone from there. Now, the crit on Hitmontop, you know, I calced it afterwards, and I should say I've done extensive calcs through the rest of the battle to see how it would have played out. Now, while the crit itself mattered, or may have done, as I say, it was a roll, it was around 50-50, I think it was ever so tiny bit slightly in my favour, but realistically you're looking 50-50. If he doesn't get that crit and he doesn't take me out, I go for close combat, and I've literally calced to the HP stat. I did enough damage to him to the point where a Scald would have taken him out with the after close combat with Hitmontop onto that Chomp. You know, I would have taken him out with the Scald. I'm pretty sure I've done enough. Now, actually, as I said at the time, I said just now, you know, I was angry at the time about the crit. Now, having worked out the Weavile versus Greninja matchup, a combination of knockoff by Icicle Crash, which I suspect is what he would have gone for, that would have guaranteed to take out my Greninja, to be fair, unless I got a burn. Fun fact, I've got 1 burn this season from Scald. 1. I really can't get any luck, can I? It's just, it's unbelievable. But yeah, that at least was a close one. Necro has got the better of me before, and it wasn't close. And I've got the better of him last season, and it was, you know, in the middle of the two. This one, very close, coming down to an 8% on the Weavile. But a loss is a loss, which means, Parasect Germain fans, that we are currently sitting rock bottom of the table, I believe, or at least 11th, at 1 and 4. Now, this is not good. We know this. But we are never without hope. Never forget, my dear friends, that Parasect Germain were 1 and 4 last season as well. We managed to bring that back to a 5 and 6 season and finish a fairly creditable 6th. So, we are still not without hope, but I have come to a realisation. And that realisation is, things need to change. And I don't just mean results, I don't just mean performance, I mean the team. Things will change. Next week, the Parasect Germain you know will not be the same as the Parasect Germain that appears. There are going to be changes to the team. A couple of Mons are going to be leaving us. A couple of Mons are going to be joining us. So, that's going to be exciting. Let me know down in the comments, for one thing, who do you think we should get rid of and who do you think we should bring in? Now, I'm loath to say irrelevant, the changes have already happened. As you know, we're late with this. Things have happened. The changes have already taken place. So, if you don't know who I brought in, and I'm sure some people do, but if you don't know, let me know down there who you think I've dropped and who you think I've brought in. Because it's very exciting stuff, I can assure you of that. But that is pretty much going to wrap things up from me here. So, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Links in the description to the PPL Twitter and YouTube as ever. And, of course, to NecroStevo, the man with the most beautiful voice on the internet. I said that weird. Beautiful voice. The most beautiful voice on the internet. Do go and check him out. He's got wonderful content. He's a very good battler. He's having a very good season. So yeah, do check out NecroStevo. He's cool. He's cool people. Do it. But yeah, as I say, I'm going to get out of here. I've rambled on for far too long. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.